Thanks. Well, thank you all for being here with us today. I'm very happy to see many familiar names, and I'm going to follow up on Lakshmi's presentation and talk to you about two topics. One is about how our organization, Umbela Sustainable Transformations or Transformaciones Sostenibles, was formed very recently, and to share with you our vision and approaches. And the other is about the project we will develop during the methods year of the STEP Center, a project that is coordinated by us with Lancis and Imas from UNAM and ASU. So about our organization, as mentioned, one of the reflections that emerged during the TILAB project, in which I was also a participant, was about the role of the academia in the generation of capacities and collective action, and the importance of forming collaborative networks outside academia to understand what transformations towards sustainability entail and how to create different types of social ecological impact. These questions were recurrent not only during the TILAB, but also in discussions with friends and colleagues during the PhD in sustainability, friends that are here today. And from those discussions, we decided to create an alternative space where we could continue exploring ways to promote pathways to sustainability. And that's how Umbela was born, as some sort of wave, as Andy was said before in his metaphor. So one of our main interests is to question, explore, and create new meanings and understandings to address the social ecological problems and to contribute to the collective will for change. At Umbela, we aimed at promoting and be guided by the values that are illustrated here in the center of the image. And our four main approaches here in the margins that we want to explore with our work are disruptive innovation, transgressive learning, transdisciplinarity, and decolonizing praxis. Which is the approach that we will mostly explore with our first project. All this in order to seek through our work and projects more transversal, reflective, and collaborative methodologies for sustainable futures. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about the project Cultivating Ways of Knowing for Transformations. And as it was mentioned before, one of the important aspects of challenging research is that the production of knowledge itself is marked by asymmetric power relations that perpetuate inequalities. So one of the challenges is to open up transformative spaces that broaden the understandings of the world to have a greater impact and include other ways of praxis. And to do so, we must move out from our comfort zones by questioning identities, hierarchies, power relations, politics, and ways of creating knowledges. So with this project, we're going to have conversations with a diversity of actors, mainly non-academics, to expand the discussion on how to give more room for other ways of knowing and relating to the world, exploring methods, voices, and practices that look for more radical changes. And through the conversations, we will also like to design a first version of a co-produced methodology that questions ways of knowing and doing, while we also explore how to decolonize ourselves to make room for these other ways of praxis. The design of the Conversatorios, from the Spanish word Conversatorios, came from the concept of radical, that means roots. So radical changes involve looking deep into the roots. And during the Conversatorios, we want to share experiences that can help us to unlearn and reposition ourselves so that more transformative initiatives can hopefully emerge from there. And we are using planting as a metaphor that guides the methodology for our four Conversatorios. The first has to do with preparing the soil from the roots. A soil that we know that is degraded, so it does not allow new ideas and new knowledges to flourish. We call this Conversatory regenerated the soil for new roots, in which we will explore questions such as how do we encourage a polyculture ways of knowing and doing, and how do we incite and mobilize deeper changes. And after removing the soil, and because so far humanity has prioritized monocultures and industrialized agriculture that have not given room for diverse plants to grow, we then must recover hidden seeds to plant them and in a soil where they can be better integrated. So with this idea, our second conversatory is Planting Shared Dreams, where we will address questions about how do we implement plural visions that might be in tension, and how do we build bridges between these different visions. And after seeding comes the harvest of the diversity of seeds that we plant, or in this case, of the different types of knowledges and ideas that grow. Thus, our third conversatory is called Gathering Knowledges, and that is how do we embrace the diversity of knowledges to co-create horizontal transformative futures and implement shared ideas. And finally, once we have gone through all this process, it is important to maintain it and work hard so that the cycle continues. So our fourth conversatory is caring for and nurturing the ground, because caring implies affectivity. So we will explore what transformative alternatives exist to foster empathy, and how affectivity can be related to an enduring feeling for collective agency for change. So with this metaphor, we believe that if the soil is regenerated, if we exchange alternative seeds, if we let go the idea of the monoculture as a notion that there is only one way to cultivate knowledge, the new ideas can emerge from a plural and rich base, and praxis can move closer to an epistemic, environmental, and social justice. So the conversatories will be held through the year until August, and we will publish the content in short videos and blogs. And we will also contribute with the insights of the conversatories in workshops with our colleagues in STEP Center and in ARIN in Kenya, and other guests to discuss the ideas and practice involving in this opening up and broadening out that Andy talked about earlier in sustainability research. So I hope you are interested in following the project. As I said, you will find the videos and publications soon in our website. Here is our contact if you want to keep in touch. And thank you very much for listening. And now I guess I pass the word to our friends from Kenya. Thank you very much.